chaos. For only in the unbegotten Spirit, where the exalted light rested, has the water not been mentioned, nor can it be mentioned. For this is my appearance, for when I have completed the times which are assigned to me upon the earth, then I will cast from me my garment of fire, and my unequaled garment will come forth upon me, and also all my garments which I put on in all the clouds 5 which were from the astonishment of the Spirit. For the air will tear my garment. For it my garment will shine, and it will divide all the clouds up to the root of the light. The repose is the mind in my garment. And my remaining garments, those on the left and those on the right, will shine on the back in order that the image of the light may appear. For my garments which I put on in the 3 clouds, in the last day they will rest in their root, in the unbegotten Spirit, since they are without fault, through the division of the clouds. Therefore I have appeared, being faultless, on account of the clouds, because they are unequal, in order that the wickedness of nature might be ended. For she wished at that time to snare me. She was about to fix to the cross Soldiers, who is the dark flame, who attended on the of error, that he might snare me. She took care of her faith, being vainglorious. And at that time the light was about to separate from the darkness, and a voice was heard in the world, saying, Blessed is the eye which has seen thee, and the mind which has supported thy majesty at my desire. It will be said by the Exalted One, Blessed is Rebel among every race of men, for it is you Fern alone who have seen. And she will listen. And they will behead the woman who has the perception, whom you will reveal upon the earth. And according to my will she will bear witness, and she will cease from every vain effort of nature and chaos. For the woman whom they will behead at that time is the coherence of the power of the demon who will baptize the seed of darkness in severity, that it the seed may mix with unchastity. He begot a woman. She was called Rebul. See, O Shem, how all the things I have said to you have been fulfilled. And the things which you lack, according to my will they will appear to you at that place upon the earth that you may reveal them as they are. Do not let your thought have dealings with the body. For I have said these things to you, through the voice of the fire, for I entered through the midst of the clouds. And I spoke according to the language of each one. This is my language which I spoke to you. And it will be taken from you. And you will speak with the voice of the world is upon the earth. And it will appear to you with that appearance and voice, and all that I have said to you. Henceforth proceed with faith to shine in the depths of the world. And I, Shem, awoke as if from a long sleep. I marveled when I received the power of the light and his whole thought. And I proceeded with faith to shine with me. And the righteous one followed us with my invincible garment. And all that he had told me would happen upon the earth happened. Nature was handed over to faith, that she faith might overturn her and that she nature might stand in the darkness. She brought forth a turning motion while wandering night and day without receiving rest with the souls. These things completed her deeds. Then I rejoiced in the thought of the light. I came forth from the darkness and I walked in faith where the forms of 10 nature are, up to the top of the earth, to the things which are prepared. Thy faith is upon the earth the whole day. For all night and day she surrounds nature to take to herself the righteous one. For not to her is burdened, and she is troubled. For none will be able to open the forms of the womb except the mind alone who was entrusted with their likeness. For frightful is their likeness of the 2 forms of nature, the one which is blind. But they who have a free conscience remove themselves from the babbling of nature. For they will bear witness to the universal testimony. They will strip off the burden of darkness. They will put on the word of the light. And they will not be kept back in the insignificant place. And what they possess from the power of the mind they will give to faith. They will be accepted without grief. And the chaotic fire which they possess they will place in the middle region of nature. And they will be received by my garments, those which are in the clouds. It is they who guide their members. They will rest in the Spirit without suffering. And because of this the appointed term of faith appeared upon the earth for a short time, until the darkness is taken away from her, and her testimony is revealed which was revealed by me. They who will prove to be from her root will strip off the darkness and the chaotic fire. They will put on the light of the mind and they will bear witness. For all that I have said must happen. After I cease to be upon the earth and withdraw up to my rest, a great, evil error will come upon the world, and many evils in accordance with the number of the forms of nature. Evil times will come. And when the era of nature is approaching destruction, darkness will come upon the earth. The number will be small. And a demon will come up from the power who has a likeness of fire. He will divide the heaven, and he will rest in the depth of the east. For the whole world will quake. And the deceived world will be thrown into confusion. Many places will be flooded because of envy of the winds and the demons who have a name which is senseless phobia, cloga. They are the ones who govern the world with their teaching. And they lead astray many hearts because of their disorder and their unchastity. Many places will be sprinkled with blood. And 5 races by themselves will eat their sons. But the regions of the south will receive the word of the light. But they who are from the error of the world 30 and from the east. A demon will come forth from the belly of the serpent. He was in hiding in a desolate place. He will perform many wonders. Many will loathe him. A wind will come forth from his mouth with a female likeness. Her name will be called Balfi. He will reign over the world from the east to the west. Then nature will have a final opportunity. And the stars will cease from the sky. The mouth of error will be opened in order that the evil darkness may become idle and silent. And in the last day the forms of nature will be destroyed with the winds and all their demons. They will become a dark lump, just as they were from the beginning. And the sweet waters which were burdened by the demons will perish. For where the power of the Spirit has gone there are my sweet waters. The other works of nature will not be manifest. They will mix with the infinite waters of darkness. And all her forms will cease from the middle region. I, Shem, have completed these things. And my mind began to separate from the body of darkness. My 46th time was completed. And my mind put on the immortal memorial. And I said, I agree with thy memorial which thou hast revealed to me, Alorchus, and thou, Amoyai, and thou, Sedarkes, and the guilelessness, Strophias, and thou, Chelkik, and thou, Kalki, and Chelk and Alay, you are the immortal memorial. I testify to thee, Spark, the unquenchable one, who is an eye of heaven and a voice of light, and Sophia, and Sophia, and Sophana, and the righteous Spark, and Faith, the first and the last, and the upper air and lower air, and thou, Chelkik, and Chelk and Alay, you are the immortal memorial. I testify to thee, Spark, the unquenchable one, who is an eye of heaven and a voice of light, and Sophia, and Sophia, and Sophana, and the righteous Spark, and Faith, the first and the last, and the upper air and the lower air, and all the powers and the authorities that are in the world. And you, impure light, and you also, east, and west, and south, and north, you are the zones of the inhabited world. And you Fern also Moloch Pha and Esek, you are the root of evil in every work and impure effort of nature. These are the things which I completed while bearing witness. I am Shem. On the day that I was to come forth from the body, when my thought remained in the body, I awoke as if from a long sleep. And when I arose as it were from the burden of my body, I said, just as nature became old, so is it also in the day of mankind. Blessed are they who knew, when they slept, in what power their thought rested. And when the Pleiades separated, I saw clouds which I shall pass by. For the cloud of the Spirit is like a pure beryl. And the cloud of the Hymen is like a shining emerald. And the cloud of silence is like a flourishing amaranth. And the cloud of the middle region is like a pure jacinth. And when the righteous one appeared in nature, then when nature was angry she felt hurt, and she granted to Morphia to visit heaven. The righteous one visits during 12 periods that he may visit them during 1 period, in order that his time may be completed quickly, and nature may become idle. Blessed are they who guard themselves against the heritage of death, which is the burdensome water of darkness. For it will not be possible to conquer them in a few moments, since they hasten to come forth from the error of the world. And if they are conquered, they will be kept back from them and be tormented in the darkness until the time of the consummation. When the consummation has come and nature has been destroyed, then their thoughts will separate from the darkness. Nature has burdened them for a short time. And they will be in the ineffable light of the unbegotten Spirit without a form. And thus is the mind as I have said from the first. Henceforth, O Shem, go in grace and continue in faith upon the earth. For every power of light and fire will be completed by me because of you. For without you they will not be revealed until you speak them openly. When you cease to be upon the earth, they will be given to the worthy ones. And apart from this proclamation, let them speak about you upon the earth, since they will take the carefree and agreeable land,